Hi everyone, let's continue economics, microeconomics, and the most important concept is demand. So, first of all, we would understand what is the difference between need, want, and demand. Actually, need means those are your basic necessities. Basic necessities means we are talking about food, shelter, clothing, air, water. These are your needs. But what do you understand by term want? Want means I want to purchase that bungalow. I want to purchase that four wheeler. I want to purchase that particular commodity. Whether I have this is supported by money or it's not supported by money, but this is my desire. This is my want. But demand means is actually when you are placing an order to purchase that particular commodity. Means we are talking about suppose I want to purchase a bungalow. But this bungalow is costing 1 crore rupees. And this 1 crore bungalow, let's say I have this amount also. I can afford to purchase that particular bungalow, but there is no willingness to purchase to spend this amount, this big amount on that bungalow, rather than I have to spend this particular amount to some other. Let's say I would like to invest this amount to my business and some other investment. So, demand means we are talking about demand. Here is, let's say, number one is desire for a commodity. Demand means four things should be fulfilled. Number one, you must have desire for a commodity. You must have that desire. I should have that commodity. Second fulfillment criteria is sufficient money to purchase the commodity. You must have that this sufficient money to purchase that commodity. Like I had given you example of bungalow, and bungalow is costing 1 CR. So I should have sufficient money in my account or anywhere. I can afford this particular amount to purchase that bungalow. Third one is willingness to spend money to acquire that commodity. Third thing is willingness. Let's say I have this much of amount in my account, I can afford it. But I do not have willingness to purchase this particular commodity. Rather, I would like to invest the same amount to some other activity. Last one is to demand at a particular price at a particular point of time. Means we cannot say this is demand if suppose I would wait for a couple of months, or let's say 6 months, when the price will reduce, then I have to purchase. So this would not be demand. Demand means at that particular price at a particular point of time, then if we are fulfilling all these four criteria, that means this is demand. You can see criteria number 1, 2, 3, and 4. When we are fulfilling all these criteria, then we can call it as demand. So in short, we can say the demand for a commodity is the amount of a good that buyers are willing and able to purchase at various given prices in a period of time. I hope this demand definition is clear to you. Next, we come to the determinants of demand. When we come to the determinants of demand, there is two category. One is individual point of view, another one is market point of view. You can see market point of view. So market point of view means all these five criteria. After this, the rest of these two also included in market point of view. But first we will discuss individual's point of view. Number one, price of a commodity. Determinants of demand. What will decide whether there is a demand? What is the price of that commodity? Next is income of the consumer. What is the income of the consumer? Whether the customer can afford it or customer cannot afford it. Price of a related goods. Related goods we are talking about means complementary goods, or we are talking about substitute goods. Let's say tea and coffee. I would place an order of tea if suppose, but coffee price is also same. So I have to replace this order with coffee. So it depends on prices of a related goods. Car and petrol, pan and ink, bread and butter. These are complementary goods. And tea and coffee we are talking about, these are substitute goods. So suppose you would like to purchase that one particular commodity, And in the market, substitute is also available at the cheaper rate. So definitely you would like to drop this commodity, you are drop this idea to purchase this particular commodity, and you have to shift to another substitute. Next, we come to the taste and preference. Whether what is your taste and preference of the consumer? Accordingly, this demand will create and demand will drop. Consumers' expectations about the future price. Yes, of course, if you are facing, you would like to purchase four-wheeler. And if you are waiting, fine, on the Deepavali occasion, there would be some offers and some vibrant offers, we will get it. So obviously, you have to wait and for the next 3 months, 4 months, and then after that, you are going to place an order. So at that time, this demand would be considered at that time. But for the today point of view, this demand we are not going to consider. Next, we come to the market point of view. Market point of view, size and composition of population and distribution of national income. So, if we are fulfilling all these 5 points, determinants of these demand, for the market point of view, size and composition of population. What is the meaning of size and composition of population? Size and composition of population means what is the composition of this population, means how many are youngsters, how many are middle-aged people, how many are old-age people, how many are female, how many are male, what is the size and composition of population. It means suppose one commodity that is only relevant to one age group, we can say one specific age group, so this commodity definitely demand will influence. And suppose if our country is known as most youngest country because 65% population is young population in our country. So we are having such kind of commodities, those are relevant to youngsters. So definitely demand would be going high. But one country, on the contrary, one country, this country having maximum population of old age people. So those commodities, those are related to old age people commodity. Definitely demand would be high in these countries. So this is the relevance of size and composition of population. Next, we come to the distribution of national income. You can see last point is distribution of national income. Distribution of national income, of course, it is related to how many people are belongs to low income group, middle income group, or high income. Suppose you are manufacturing Audi, you are manufacturing BMW, you are manufacturing some specific cars. So definitely this car would belongs to whether the people they can afford this particular car, higher income group. If you have higher number of high income group, definitely this car demand will be going on towards the higher side. You can see Taj Hotel, it is not in, I mean, those are not the metro cities, those are we can say somewhere is the population is very low, commercial activities very low. So there is Taj Hotel, you cannot find it because, of course, there is Taj Hotel, people are affording those belong to higher income group. So obviously, and where is the commercial activities are more like Mumbai, right? Like Delhi. So these are these particular cities, they have such kind of rents. So I'm sure distribution of national income is clear to you. Next, we come to the law of demand. Law of demand means this law of demand that is express the functional relationship between price and quantity demanded. And here is ceteris paribus means other factors remaining constant. When we are talking about law of demand means we are not considering income level should remain the same. That is constant. Price of other goods should remain the same, means we are not considering substitute goods price and complementary goods price. Taste and preference of the buyer should not change. That means they have constant taste and preference. No new substitute for the commodity. We are presuming this thing. No new substitute will enter into the market. Price rise in future should not be expected. So these are the some assumptions on the basis of which this law of demand is existing. And in the next video, we will discuss about the exceptions of the law of demand like Giffen paradox, Veblen goods. I will discuss all these paradoxes of the law of demand and this demand curve also, and other effects also. What is price effect, income effect, substitution effect, all these things with example, and all these exceptions also. Then we come to the elasticity of demand. So I hope this video is helpful to you. Thank you. Keep watching. Stay tuned.